Role-playing games have been a beloved genre in the gaming world for decades, offering players the chance to immerse themselves in intricate and fascinating worlds, create their own characters, and embark on epic journeys. From classic turn-based games to fast-paced action RPGs and everything in between, RPGs offer a variety of gameplay experiences to suit any taste. In this video, we'll be counting down the top 10 role-playing games of all time. We've selected games that have had a significant impact on the genre, either by introducing groundbreaking mechanics or by telling unforgettable stories. While our list is subjective, we hope it sparks discussion and debate among RPG fans. So grab your sword, don your armor, and let's begin our journey through the greatest RPGs of all time. Coming in at number 10 on our list, we have Planescape Torment. This game was developed by Black Owl Studios and released in 1999, and it quickly gained a reputation as one of the best-written RPGs of all time. Planescape Torment was set in the Dungeons & Dragons Planescape campaign setting, which allowed for a unique and fascinating world with a focus on philosophy and existentialism. Planescape Torment's story was one of the game's most significant strengths. The game's main character was the Nameless One, a man who woke up in a mortuary with no memory of his past lives. The game was a journey of self-discovery as the Nameless One navigated the city of Sigil, met a variety of interesting characters, and slowly pieced together his own story. What set Planescape Torment apart from other RPGs was its emphasis on dialogue and player choice. The game was full of richly detailed characters who had their own motivations and desires, and the player's actions could have a profound impact on their stories. The game also explored deep philosophical themes like the nature of identity, the meaning of mortality, and the nature of suffering, which made for a thought-provoking and engaging experience. Planescape Torment's gameplay was similar to other classic RPGs, with turn-based combat and character customization, but it was the game's writing that truly set it apart. The game's dialogue was witty, intelligent, and memorable, with many lines that have become classic among RPG fans. The game's ending was also considered one of the most satisfying and well-written conclusions in any RPG, providing a sense of closure to the Nameless One's journey. Overall, Planescape Torment was a masterpiece of storytelling and writing, and it continues to be regarded as one of the greatest RPGs of all time. Its legacy can be seen in the many modern RPGs that have been inspired by its writing and world building, and it remains a beloved classic among RPG fans. Coming in at number 9 on our list is Baldur's Gate 2: Shadows of M. This game was developed by BioWare and dropped in the year 2000. It's a sequel to the first Baldur's Gate game, and it basically blew it out of the water. The story of Baldur's Gate 2 is epic, set in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign world called Forgotten Realms. You play as Gorian's ward, continuing their journey from the first game. You're trying to figure out who you really are and stop a bad group called the Five from taking over the world. There are tons of cool characters to meet, a deep history to discover, and some seriously intricate quests. But one of the coolest things about Baldur's Gate 2 is that you can create your own character or bring over your character from the first game. You can pick your class, your race, your abilities, the sky's the limit. Plus, you can also have companions join your party, each with their own personality, backstory, and motivations. The gameplay in Baldur's Gate 2 is a mix of real-time and turn-based combat, which means you have to plan strategically and think tactically. There are so many spells, abilities, and weapons to use that it can take a while to master everything. Plus, the game is all about exploration and making choices. You can explore a massive, open world and take different paths throughout the game. All in all, Baldur's Gate 2: Shadows of M was a total game-changer in the RPG world. It set the bar for a lot of games that came after it and is still super beloved by fans of the genre today. At number 8 on our list, we have The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. Developed by CD Projekt Red and released in 2015, this game is widely considered to be one of the greatest RPGs of all time. The Witcher 3 takes place in a vast, open world filled with danger and intrigue. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter known as a Witcher, who is on a mission to find his adopted daughter Ciri and unravel the mysteries surrounding her abilities. Along the way, you'll encounter a variety of fascinating characters, explore new lands, and engage in epic battles against monstrous foes. One of the things that sets The Witcher 3 apart from other RPGs is its storytelling. The game features a branching narrative with multiple endings, and your choices and actions throughout the game can have a significant impact on the outcome. The writing is top-notch, with well-developed characters and complex moral dilemmas that will make you question your own values and beliefs. The gameplay in The Witcher 3 is also excellent, with a satisfying blend of action, strategy, and exploration. Combat is fast-paced and dynamic, with a wide variety of weapons, spells, and abilities to choose from. The open world is vast and immersive, with hidden treasures, side quests, and other surprises around every corner. But perhaps the most impressive thing about The Witcher 3 is its attention to detail. The game world is meticulously crafted, with stunning graphics, realistic physics, and a dynamic weather system that can have a real impact on gameplay. The game also features an incredible soundtrack, with haunting melodies and epic orchestral pieces that perfectly complement the action on screen. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt is a stunning achievement in the RPG genre, with its immersive world, complex characters, and engaging story. It's a must-play for any RPG fan and rightfully earns its spot on our top 10 list. Coming in at number 7 on our list, we have Persona 5, the latest entry in the long-running Persona series. Developed by Atlus, Persona 5 takes players on a journey through the streets of Tokyo as they balance their lives as high school students and phantom thieves. What sets Persona 5 apart from other RPGs is its unique blend of turn-based combat, social simulation, and dungeon-crawling gameplay. In the game, players take on the role of the protagonist, Joker, who is tasked with stealing the hearts of corrupt adults in order to reform society. The game's combat system is turn-based, but with a twist. Players are able to exploit enemies' weaknesses to perform one more attack and gain an additional turn. Persona 5's social simulation aspect is also a major highlight, allowing players to interact with a variety of interesting characters and build relationships with them. These relationships, called confidants, provide various benefits in and out of combat, such as unlocking new abilities and providing useful items. Another aspect that makes Persona 5 stand out is its striking art style and soundtrack. The game's stylish design and jazzy soundtrack perfectly complement its urban setting and overall tone. Overall, Persona 5 is a unique and captivating RPG that offers a blend of gameplay elements not often seen in the genre. Its compelling story, memorable characters, and innovative gameplay mechanics make it one of the best RPGs of all time. At number 6 on our list, we have the legendary Star Wars RPG, Knights of the Old Republic. Developed by BioWare and published by LucasArts, this game was released in 2003 for Xbox and PC, and quickly became a fan favorite. Knights of the Old Republic takes place thousands of years before the events of the Star Wars movies. You play as a customizable protagonist who must uncover a conspiracy that threatens the galaxy, while navigating a moral minefield where your choices have far-reaching consequences. The story is one of the game's biggest strengths, with a cast of memorable characters and an unpredictable plot that keeps you engaged throughout the game's 30-plus hours of gameplay. The game's combat system is a hybrid of turn-based and real-time mechanics, allowing players to pause the game and issue commands to their party members. This system, combined with a deep skill tree and a vast array of weapons and equipment, provides players with a level of strategy and customization that is rarely seen in RPGs. Knights of the Old Republic also introduced a morality system that would go on to become a staple of BioWare games. Your choices and actions throughout the game determine whether you follow the path of the light side or the dark side, and ultimately affect the game's ending. The impact of Knights of the Old Republic on the RPG genre cannot be overstated. Its innovative combat system, deep characterization, and morally ambiguous storyline set a new standard for storytelling in RPGs, and its influence can be seen in many subsequent games in the genre. It also helped to popularize the Star Wars franchise among gamers, paving the way for future Star Wars games. Overall, Knights of the Old Republic remains one of the most beloved and influential RPGs of all time, and its legacy continues to be felt in the genre to this day. As we continue our countdown of the top 10 role-playing games of all time, we want to hear from you. Which RPG is your all-time favorite? Let us know by leaving a comment down below. We value your input and can't wait to hear about the RPGs that have left the biggest impact on you. At number 5 on our list is none other than Final Fantasy VII. Released and developed by Square in 1997, this game quickly became a beloved classic and a defining moment for the Final Fantasy franchise. What set Final Fantasy VII apart from its predecessors was its deep and complex storyline, unforgettable characters, and revolutionary graphics for its time. Players take on the role of Cloud Strife, a former member of the elite group Soldier, as he joins forces with a group of rebels known as Avalanche to take down the corrupt Shinra Electric Power Company. One of the most memorable aspects of Final Fantasy VII is its cast of characters, from the confident and spunky Tifa to the lovable Red 13. Each character has a unique personality and backstory that players can uncover throughout the game. The game also features a memorable villain in Sephiroth, who has become a cultural icon in the gaming world. Final Fantasy VII's gameplay combines turn-based combat with real-time elements, allowing for a more dynamic and engaging battle system. Players can customize their characters with a variety of weapons, armor, and materia, which are magic orbs that grant characters unique abilities. But Final Fantasy VII is not just a game, it's an experience. The game's emotional storyline tackles heavy themes such as loss, identity, and environmentalism, and the iconic music composed by Nobuo Uematsu only adds to the game's emotional depth. With a recent remake that beautifully updates the graphics and gameplay, Final Fantasy VII has remained a beloved classic for over 2 decades. Its impact on the gaming industry and the hearts of players worldwide cannot be overstated, cementing its place as one of the greatest role-playing games of all time. Coming in at number 4 on our list is Mass Effect, a title that revolutionized the RPG genre with its seamless blending of storytelling, action-packed gameplay, and an expansive universe that players can explore to their heart's content. Developed by BioWare and released in 2007, Mass Effect follows the story of Commander Shepard, a human soldier who is tasked with saving the galaxy from a race of sentient machines known as the Reapers. The game's hallmark feature is the ability for players to make choices that affect the outcome of the game, creating a personalized experience that feels unique to each individual player. The choices players make throughout the game will have real consequences, impacting the story, characters, and even the game's ending. This level of player agency was unheard of at the time and remains a defining feature of the series. In addition to its captivating storytelling and player choice mechanics, Mass Effect also boasts fast-paced third-person shooter gameplay that seamlessly integrates with the RPG elements. Players can customize their characters' weapons, armor, and abilities, creating a combat style that suits their preferences. The game's universe is vast and immersive, with a plethora of alien races, planets, and side quests to explore. Each planet has its own unique story and set of characters, adding to the depth and richness of the game's world. The game's soundtrack, composed by Jack Wall and Sam Hulick, is also a standout feature, with its epic orchestral score perfectly complementing the game's sci-fi setting. Mass Effect has since spawned 2 sequels and a remastered edition of the original game. The series has become a beloved staple of the RPG genre, known for its engaging storytelling, memorable characters, and groundbreaking player choice mechanics. It remains a must-play for any fan of RPGs or sci-fi in general. How could we get through this list without mentioning one of the most iconic and influential action role-playing games of all time? Coming in at number 3 on our list is Diablo II. Developed by Blizzard Entertainment and released in 2000, Diablo 2 was a massive hit and quickly became one of the most popular games of its time. Its impact on the gaming industry is still felt to this day, and it has left an indelible mark on the genre that it helped to define. The game takes place in the fictional world of Sanctuary, where the player assumes the role of a hero who is tasked with defeating the eponymous demon, Diablo. Along the way, players will encounter a wide variety of enemies, including other demons, undead creatures, and powerful bosses. Diablo 2 is known for its fast-paced combat and deep character customization, allowing players to choose from several different classes and build their characters in unique ways. One of the things that sets Diablo 2 apart from other games in the genre is its dark, gothic atmosphere. The game's environments are beautifully rendered and atmospheric, immersing players in a world that feels both dangerous and intriguing. The game's story is also compelling, with plenty of twists and turns to keep players engaged from beginning to end. But perhaps the most significant aspect of Diablo 2's legacy is its influence on the gaming industry. Many of the mechanics and systems that are now standard in action role-playing games can be traced back to Diablo 2. The game's loot system, for example, in which defeated enemies drop random items that players can use or sell, has become a staple of the genre. And the game's skill tree, which allows players to customize their characters in unique ways, has been imitated by countless games since its release. Overall, Diablo 2 remains a timeless classic and a must-play for fans of the action RPG genre. Its legacy can be seen in countless games that have followed in its wake, and its impact on the gaming industry cannot be overstated. At number 2 on our list, we have a title that needs no introduction: The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Released in 2011, this open-world action role-playing game developed by Bethesda Game Studios has become a classic and a fan favorite. The game takes place in the province of Skyrim, which is in the midst of a civil war between the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. Players take on the role of the Dragonborn, a hero with the ability to use the powerful shouts of the dragons, as they navigate the political and magical landscape of Skyrim. Along the way, players can join various factions such as the Thieves' Guild or the Dark Brotherhood, craft weapons and armor, and explore dungeons and ruins. One of the most impressive aspects of Skyrim is the level of freedom it gives the player. The game world is vast, with numerous towns, cities, and wilderness areas to explore. The player is not bound by a linear story or a set of predetermined objectives. Instead, they can choose to pursue the main quest line or explore the world and engage in various side quests and activities. The game also has a robust character customization system. Players can choose from several races, each with its own unique abilities, and can tailor their character's skills and abilities to suit their playstyle. For example, a player who wants to specialize in archery can focus on developing their archery skill and acquiring archery perks. Skyrim has also been praised for its immersive world building and attention to detail. The game's lore is rich and complex, with a deep history and mythology that players can learn about through books, conversations, and exploration. The game's graphics and sound design are also top-notch, helping to create a fully realized and immersive world. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim is a masterpiece of open-world gaming. Its combination of freedom, customization, and immersive world-building has earned it a place as one of the greatest games of all time. Coming in at our number 1 spot is the title that revolutionized the MMORPG genre and set the standard for massively multiplayer online games for years to come. Of course, we are talking about none other than World of Warcraft. Released in 2004 by Blizzard Entertainment, WoW has remained one of the most popular and successful MMORPGs to date, boasting over 100 million accounts created since its inception. WoW is set in the fictional world of Azeroth, where players can create their own characters and embark on quests, fight monsters, and interact with other players in a vast virtual world. With a wide range of playable races and classes to choose from, players can customize their characters to suit their playstyle and preferences. One of the key factors contributing to WoW's success is its continuous updates and expansions, which provide players with new content and features to explore. With each expansion, the game's lore and world are expanded, and new challenges are added for players to tackle. This has kept the game fresh and engaging for players, many of whom have been playing for years. Another aspect that sets WoW apart is its community. The game has a thriving player base, and many players have formed lasting friendships through the game. The game's social aspect is a key draw for many players who enjoy working together with others to complete quests and defeat challenging bosses. In conclusion, World of Warcraft has earned its spot as the top game on our list due to its incredible longevity, vast and immersive world, diverse gameplay options, and passionate community. It has become a cultural phenomenon and has influenced the gaming industry in countless ways. For over 15 years, it has continued to evolve and captivate players around the world, cementing its place as one of the greatest and most successful games of all time. And that concludes our countdown of the top 10 role-playing games of all time. We hope you enjoyed our list and perhaps discovered some new titles to add to your collection. These games have stood the test of time, captivating players with their immersive worlds and memorable characters. But we want to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorite RPGs? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more gaming content. Thank you for watching. And until next time, peace out.